beautiful. Amazing. Yeah. Did you think I was talking to you personally? What kind of questions do you have? We have one right over here from Beth.
In the book, and from what I've heard, that when you erase something, then it's gone forever from everyone. I would like to know that when the hospital was, those patients were cleared and cleansed, and it was even closed down, does that mean the program is gone from the guys that are here in the prisons too? I mean, was there a clearing from them as well that they were released, and does that mean the program won't ever come back, those crimes that those guys committed?
That's a wonderful question. That's a question that I asked Dr. Hulen when I was interviewing him and I was doing the research for the book Zero Limits, and I'll call him up to add to that in a second. But what I was told is there are so many programs that this is like, as you clean them, it is like taking a straw out of a big stack of hay or a bale of hay. And so you've taken one out, and you might have taken another one out, but there are more there. And that's just the thing that I have found depressing, which I am cleaning on, that there is an unimaginable amount of it. That we are carrying so many of these weeds, so many of these programs, so many of these beliefs, so many of this data, that in his mind goes all the way back to when we were amoeba, or space dust, that we had it then, we've carried it through, so it's all accumulated within us. And as you clean, you can take enough out to see a difference in a person that might have been in a mentally ill hospital, but that doesn't mean that it's been completely cleaned from the planet. Not yet. There's still more cleaning to do. Narissa and I saw a show one day on epigenetics, and I watched the whole show and missed what she got out of it. And what she got out of it was totally brilliant. At the end of it, she said, that whole program was describing the science of zero limits. And I thought, I got to watch that again, because I missed it. And we did watch more. We did discuss it some more. And what it was pointing out is that you know about DNA. They're saying with epigenetics that there are markers in your DNA that have come from generations past. So something, if your great-great-grandmother, grandfather, someplace like this, starved, that there's a marker in their DNA that has gone through their system and has ended up in your system. And it will show up in some different ways. In some ways it may be positive and you have a stronger body. In some places it may be negative and you have a weaker body. But the point is that this is just an example of a program that you have no awareness of, that you have inherited. I've studied a lot of different of the muscle builders, the weight loss people, the bodybuilders, and one of them, Dave Draper. He's in his 60s now. He has been fit his entire life. He was in the movies in the 50s. He was this blonde, I forget what they called him, the blonde bomber is what they call him. And Dave Draper's still around, but he just recently had a heart attack, and he had to have heart surgery. Now, this is a man who has worked out, who has ate right, who has been fit. He is still fit now, even though he had to go through surgery. When he came out, the doctors explained to him that you didn't do anything to cause this. You inherited it. And I thought that was so significant, that it's actually like the programs that are in us. Now, I think it was it Barry that saw Robin fall? Yeah. It was you. And he felt a little bit of guilt about that, because when he came up, he told me about it. There was a big pool of blood. He was one of the people that was there on the scene to take care of stuff. And he felt responsibility. And he actually even asked me, he says, was I responsible for that? And what I heard what he was asking was, am I guilty for causing that? Am I to blame for that? And this is not about guilt or blame. Guilt and blame are actually programs. This is about 100% responsibility. It doesn't mean that you look within and go, why? Why did I do that to her? It means, oh, I have more cleaning to do. And you just keep cleaning. So when it comes to these mentally ill patients and so forth, as I understand it, and I do want to hear what he has to say because he was there. I'm just telling you from a journalistic kind of investigator's point of view what I've learned is that there are more programs to clean. But enough had been cleaned in those particular people that they were pronounced healthy and they could leave.
I don't have any comment.
He has no comment.
Is that the same as the sins of the parents will visit the heads of the children?
Wow, she says, is that the same as the sins of the parent will visit the heads of the children?
No, it means that you are responsible to clean it up. So no. See, you're going genetic. No, you're looking away from yourself, and it's never going to get cleaned up unless you look only at yourself. Only. There's nothing out there. One of the things I learned from Morna a long time ago, no matter what came up, she would say, look at yourself. Look at yourself. Now, you're trying to fuss around with information. You're not gonna get the information. You're only going to get the information out of inspiration. You're going to get stuck in that stuff. And that's the only reason I'm here, saying you can unstuck. But if you're trying to figure out how, now at Hawaii State Hospital, only divinity knows. I just did my cleaning, so divinity decides which gets cleaned up. But I know one thing: the cleaning I did there will go on that land forever and ever until it's all finished up. Forever and ever. So anytime my friend Joe, where's Joe? Joe or I or you do any cleaning, once you start it, it will go on forever and ever until it's done. But if you're fussing around trying to figure it out, it's not going to go. So every time my friend Joanne there, who works with folks who have difficulty, do you have folks who have difficulty, people don't, like immigrants who don't have, illegals. So now she works with people like illegals who cannot find jobs, but her job is not to get jobs for them. Her job is to clean, and the divinity will provide. But if she's stuck in the stuff like, for example, why would somebody from Mexico want to come all the way up to Hillsboro, Oregon? What is that urge in them that would cause them to do that? That would cause them to lose their family. Thousands of children die every year trying to cross. But why does a person want to go to Hillsboro, Oregon? What do you suppose that might be so? Yeah, because there's something in him that says, this is where I'm going to find freedom. Something that pushes him, and he has no idea. So once he finds there, he finds everything perfect for him. But you see, in our great country, because we don't know any about it, because we need to be 100%, we put borders up. And I tell you something that you won't hear anyplace. If we don't let the countries below our border come, economically, in 20 years, we'll go down the tube. When I have to go to England with $3,000 and find out it's only worth $1,500, it's crazy. Nobody wants our money. Yeah, so now I give the class in Cork, Ireland, and so I get a thank you note from a very good friend of mine. He and I got to be good friends. Old man from Scotland. He says, "Thank you for the class and the 60% discount." Yeah. But people have something in them which moves them to go to certain parts of the world because it's part of their journey. But if we put walls up, and the worst walls is to put up walls in our thoughts, then, but better just, I know people want answers, but there are no answers. There's only zero. Because this is the address of God. Yeah. This is not the address of God. That's not. This is data called chaos. And this data goes against the divinity. It's hatred for the divinity. Absolute hatred. Yeah. Yes. I'm trying to be as blunt as with you because I know some of you are going to leave. I want to make sure you go dong. Yeah.
I just wanted to add something to the story of the illegals. Haleakala always, if I come to him with anything, he always says, I know what he's going to say, clean, period. And so I did one day because I had been carrying this sadness about the illegal situation for years and years. And he made that, I started to clean on it, and I was so lifted because, and he made another comment about something about them going home, maybe about them going home. And as I was cleaning, sure enough, in the next few days, we're all driving somewhere to do something, and they started talking about going home. They want to go home.
Going home to Chile, going home to Mexico, going home. Because now they're done. Why are they done? Because she had to do her cleaning. Now they can go home.
Yeah, before cleaning, I was collecting immigrants from all over. I have like 20 here, 20 there, whatever. And I'm busy as a beaver trying to call everybody, come on, you know, it's going to be great. And they're excellent getting jobs. And until I clean, I never heard them start to have conversations about, you know, how they're planning to go back, to go home, to their home. Of course they want to do that. And it's just, in him telling that story, I remembered that, of course, yes, that's what's been happening.
So I tell you what, how wonderful my relationship is with my friend Joanne. Usually I'm on the road and things happen in the house that need to be taken care of. So I don't have to do that anymore. I just call Joanne, and I tell you, there was a fellow who put in a new deck. I mean, redwood. It was so beautiful. Now I'm stepping on my deck, and redwood is the cleaning process. That's what the Indians use. So what the Indians used to do to redwood is they're mentally walking the tree, whoom, up they would go into the sky. They make that connection. So as I was walking on the deck, I mean, she was willing to clean, I was willing to clean. I got the right deck. I got a redwood deck. Yeah. And this guy was incredible. I got to meet his family, you know. He brought his family. His mother-in-law, so I got to do more cleaning.
The funniest thing is, I call this group my B team, which means for us just B, because I am shocked that I'm even doing it. So you know, by cleaning, I mean, I used to be a tennis and golf coach, and all of a sudden I have this other career pop up, and I'm just doing this whole immigration thing, and I just find it hilarious that, why am I doing this? I have no clue. It's there, I'm working away, and I feel so sorry for Ihaliakala, because somehow, I don't plan it, but every time we're even near his house, he's seeing all of the B team, their families, whatever. It looks like a church service, and we didn't plan it. They're lined up outside his door.
Have you ever been around people who only speak Spanish? They come really close to you.
And I just crack up because he's so kind. He doesn't, you know, he's just like he was expecting them. And it was like...
So anything else that you can ask me or my friend on our course? Now, did you see that? Were you watching? Why didn't the mic work? Something's going on with us. Yeah. You should be cleaning with these things. I tell you, otherwise you're going to miss a cleaning that maybe 3 or 4 generations now, that memory comes is going to hit somebody in your family. So you should be alert, always being alert. Yeah. Yeah.
Did I understand you correctly when you compared yourself to the goalie in hockey, that you put up your own shields, or when you do this work? And can you just talk more about that, please?
Yeah, like this hat I got on is a shield. I only wear it because it provides a shield, meaning that stuff's going to come up in the room for which I'm going to be responsible, and as the data comes up, the shield will go, and it'll be done. Yeah.
It's not a question, it's more of a comment, and I would just like to contribute in this small way, and if it can help anybody understand. I know that a lot of...
Hello. You have to make sure now you're only talking about yourself.
I am. I
Okay,
understand that.
but
I'm
watching
taking
you.
responsibility.
I'm watching you.
I understand
We're not
that.
here to preach or anything like that. We're
No,
here
no,
to-
no. I
Okay,
understand that. It's
okay,
for me.
Okay.
Okay, it's for me. The way that I have begun to understand the concept of nothing exists outside of yourself, it's sort of like if you have a diamond. You know, a diamond has many different facets of it. So I liken myself to the diamond, and every single one of you and everything else is like a facet of that diamond, yet it is the one diamond. So that is how I, in my mind, am able to make the connection. If that helps in any way, if it helps one person, you know, at least, because it's like that. You know, the diamond is one thing, but it has all these different facets. So that was all.
Thank you.
I'm a little confused. Also, I come from a part of the country where we've taken bullshit to an art form, so I'll give you a lot to work with.
And can you tell me one more time what part of the country that is?
Where Joe comes from, Wimberley.
Got it.
Is that it?
Okay.
No, I'm a little confused on the, yesterday I thought I heard something like, don't expect a miracle because of certain things. And then I heard this young lady talk about cleaning on something, and then I hear, well, if you clean, don't think about anything. So I'm kind of confused on the etiquette, I guess, of cleaning. If something that I'm concerned about or comes up in my life or you watch on news and you clean on that thing, what does that mean?
You're cleaning about it, not on it, because what you may experience at 15 bits of information, millions are going below it which you're not understanding. So you may be cleaning on, you think on your experience over here, but below divinity is just going at it. Stuff you're not even aware of. Again,
Okay.
let me give you an example. Again, I'm coming back to the person in Fort Collins who said to me, I cleaned and I got a flat tire. Now, she has an expectation. Now, that means we're going to treat God like a concierge. We're going to say to God, this is what I want, and I want it now. Divinity's gone. Talking to me? Yeah. So the idea is you're going to just do the cleaning. You don't know what needs to be cleaned, and divinity, who knows everything, will do whatever is right and perfect for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I tell you, when you have intentions, you're really saying to God, this is what I want, and I want it now. And you should see the finger of the universe. Yeah. So I think my friend Court really got it down pat. And that you're putting, the ultimate goal is zero first. So if you want to look for a theme, it's zero first. Because at zero is the temple of the divine. When Jesus said, I am going to go and prepare a place for you. He's talking about the purity of heart. So here's the holy temple of your being, and in this holy temple you will find divinity will show up. And that's what you're going for. Or you can stay and not clean, stay stuck in chaos. So now you have a choice. But this is you experience the divinity, or you experience the data. And it requires a lot of believing.
Thank you. I've been pondering a lot about this and learning so much this go round. There are a lot of people here in the room that work in various healing professions, and I'm aware that a lot of us have a great deal to clean, and people come to us in that way. How can we be responsible and clear that we're not adding to more of the chaos, because we are in our profession, we might treat something, supposedly, that we have been schooled to understand in a certain kind of way. How do we continuously clean and stay clear on the zero while we're also engaging in our profession that people come to us for some kind of assistance in?
You know what I'm hearing the universe says? You're only interested in what? Would any of you, how many of you would be willing, don't sit.
Oh, okay.
How many of you would be willing to do your work without pay? Come on, give us a break. How would you make a living? You'd have to depend on somebody else to do it for you. I can't imagine that. So she's really talking about, well, I mean, how do I make my money? She may not think so, but that's what she's saying. Isn't that so? Yeah. Well, it's very easy to make a lot of money. You can talk to Joe. He's done it. And the way to make a lot of money is start from zero. You can call yourself dooga booga boo boo therapy or doesn't matter what you call it, but you have to be 100% responsible. So if you have a therapy called woo woo like that, then you make sure that before that person shows up, you have done your cleaning. Not only with that person, the person's family, relatives, and ancestors. The person has an address. You got to clean with the address. That person always, anybody with problems will always show up on a piece of land that's going to cause a problem. So you're having to be thorough. So family, relatives, and ancestors. So I'm not interested in the problem. I'm interested in where they live, what their family, relatives, and ancestors. You think I know the problem? I don't know the problem. But if I clean, the problem will disappear. Inspiration will show up. So she needs to be deadly honest in that you're concerned about how do you make money doing your job. And the answer is very simple. It doesn't matter what you call it, but if you're here, right here, because you're willing to erase that, you won't ever have to worry about wealth. You will have peace beyond all understanding. Peace beyond all. And that's the greatest wealth in the world. And everything else. Jesus said, seek ye first the kingdom, and all else will be added, called inspiration. So how do you make lots of money? Be 100% responsible. For what? For the crap that's in you that attracts these people. So here's you, here's the divinity, creates everything like that. Now here's you, and here's the so-called client. But a client only comes because you bug them, like that. So now you're stuck. And so the answer is very simple. Be 100% responsible. Do your cleaning. Let the divinity erase that, erase that, erase that. Everybody gets inspired, including Mother Earth, and then they send thousands of people to come and see you. You'll have more clients than you know what to do with. Then you'd have to what? Franchise. The franchise is called that's yeah. So be 100% responsible. That's the answer for you.
And I feel pain inside every time I think about putting a diagnosis.
Well, then you should give it up. You should clean it up. The pain, what do you think the pain is on the other side?
Oh,
Yeah. So,
gargantuan.
Yeah. So you have therapists who commit suicide. Listen, therapists who end up on drugs. I mean, so give it up. Be at zero. Everybody else will be fine. Yes?
So can you please expand a little bit about finding out about their address, family, ancestors, and so on? If you were doing a therapy session, how would you prepare for it?
First of all, I wouldn't do it.
Oh, you wouldn't?
Just in case I did.
Okay.
So, here's you. Here's the client. The client has an address, and it has the 3 cells. which means I say to the client, can you tell me how you're coming? Well, the route that they take has an address, has the 3 cells. Everything has 3 cells. So now I'm getting all the information. This is why I talked to Joe, my friend Okua, because I want to get all of the information, as thorough as I can get before you show up. And all I do is just do the cleaning. Now, so as I do the cleaning, this is Mother Earth. This is the route that gets cleaned. By the way, this is why you have jet lag. Jet lag is that the airplane flies through angelic kingdom and smashes it. And you're responsible. Yeah. Yeah. So now the airplane flies. Some of you are going home to New Zealand. It has to cross certain meridians. You ought to clean with that. You're going to cross the ocean. You ought to clean with that. You ought to be cleaning with all this stuff. That's what you're here to do. Because if you don't clean, it's going to bury you. Again, again. But it's easy. I think I'm watching my friend over here. It's like, wow. He's doing his cleaning. This is why this class is so wonderful, because my friend over here is 100% responsible for creating this. I'm just coming along to see what I get to clean. Oh God. Yeah. Like, for example, curses. Some of you bring curses into the room. Some of you, I mean, you really do. Yeah. You get headache, curse. Particularly if it's migraine. You know, you're kind of cursing people, some of you. So the idea, just do your cleaning, and you'll be fine. Really, you'll be fine, and so will the world. But you got to be thorough. Yeah. Anybody else? I'll give it back to Joe.
I wanted to know if you could expand about doing the ha when you're flying. Are you supposed to do it every hour?
I'm sorry?
When you're flying, say my flight,
Yeah.
so just every hour
Yeah.
that I'm traveling throughout. Okay.
So what the ha will do, let this be the airplane. Let this be the route. Let this be you. Let this be the other folks, whoever they are on the airplane, including their luggage. You cannot believe what gets on the luggage. I mean, incredible stuff. So now here's me, and I just do the ha. And I do the ha for each hour of the flight. I do the ha in the terminal. I do the ha before I get on the airplane. I talk to the airplane. Hello, is there anything I need to know? Yeah? Oh, wow. Well, you know, then you have doubts you should get on this airplane. But you do the airplane goes, burps. I mean, one day I heard the airplane burp. It had this kind of colicky problem. You know? Yeah. I mean, you guys think it's, yeah, funny. You see, so now I'm going to clean up all my stuff because they're all connected. Everything is connected. This is the connection you don't want to be in. This connection called Akka. You don't want to be in that connection. So I do the ha, talk to the airplane, talk to the child in me, said, well, is there anything I missed? Is there anything we should be doing? And then we make an appeal to divinity, then the information comes down, comes down, and divinity will erase the data. Cut the ties, cut the ties, cut the ties. Everybody's zero, and then divinity will give me what is perfect for me, what is perfect for the route, what is perfect for the airplane, and then what is perfect for everybody else. Yeah.
I have a question about, not a question, I just want to understand, like, aging and...
You want to understand what?
Like, the body's perfect, so the body shouldn't be aging. We bought this data, and so the data is in us, and so we have these signs that show up as whatever they are, right? And I was thinking about, like, I guess a lot of people in this room are...
No, don't say a lot of people,
okay,
say you.
Okay, yeah, right.
Stay close to home.
So stay close to home. Okay, so like the idea that your hormones change, is that because of data that's accumulated over time? So it's really not...
No, I don't know about accumulate, but it's data playing.
So you would just talk to your
yeah.
body, and you would just say, just like you talk to the child.
No, not your body. You're talking to the data and the child. Forget about the body.
Okay.
The body is a consequence.
Okay.
It's an effect. You're talking to the wrong being.
Okay.
So it's like pharmaceutical companies do it for the effect because they think it's a body, but no. What we're saying is in your soul, in the subconscious.
Right, because the effect would be that people have these things like I have hot flashes or something like that, but it's really just the data that's playing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great, thank you.
I was part of a study. I was asked if I would do a study with a doctoral student at the University of Hawaii on high blood pressure. She did a PhD this past year, if I can find it. I'm going to give it to the cardiologist from Brazil. Yeah. Let's see if I can find it. So this is on, if you are interested, I can't give it to you because there's copyright, but you can, if you're interested in this study, Ethnicity and Disease is the journal. It's volume 15, autumn 2007. So here is the summary made by the journal on the study. This article described a study of 23 primarily Asian, Hawaiian, and other Pacific Islander adults with high blood pressure, hypertension, who attended an intervention class of self-identity through Ho'oponopono. This was the first-time study to find out that high blood pressure was improved after the patient learned the process known as self-identity through Ho'oponopono and added it to his or her own regular high blood pressure treatment. This process is an approach to develop a better working relationship among the conscious, subconscious, and superconscious minds, representing the body, the mind, body, and spirit. I don't know where they got that from. Allowing individuals to understand themselves better. For this study, we wanted to find out if, when the body, mind, and spirit work together, the individual will release sources of stress, tension, well gone. In our study, participants attended the class 3.5 hours only, which included a series of lectures, discussion, problem solving, tools, question, answer period, all that sort of stuff. Participants were taught simple processes such as breathing, you got that, prayers, we got love yous, meditation. 2 months following the class, the participants' blood pressure was reduced. The results suggested this program may work to control hypertension. And all these people did was breathe, but I did the cleaning of their home, I did the cleaning of their medication, I did all that. Yeah. But it's beautiful because the results were like 0.0001, which is very unusual. So I'm going to be I'm coming back to Hawaii on February 1st and 6th to do a 3.5 hour long distance learning on how to deal with hypertension. And all you have to do is clean up. Yeah. So you're only dealing with effects. We're going to deal with the cause.